A warm good afternoon to all of you, and I'm extremely grateful to the TED community as well as the students of Dyal Singh College here today who have extended a very warm invitation to me to speak to all of you. And I'm really intrigued by this topic of the day, boundless horizons. It's a very interesting subject, and we also have a galaxy of achievers here who will be speaking after me. And my talk would be on grooming the future leaders of our nation. Having been in the Indian Army for 37 years, I joined the National Defence Academy at the age of 17 years. So you can imagine that my journey started in the year 1977, when most of you were actually born, and I served the country for more than 4 decades. It has been a great life experience, and what better than this opportunity for me to share it with you. How do we measure leadership? This is my question to all of you, because most of us can go to Google and see, and you will find 7 traits of leadership, you will find 14 traits, you will find 21 traits. And it's quite confusing. Let me tell you that. Because it's all theoretical. It is taught in management schools and etc. But what is the real quality you must have in which your leadership can be measured? And for me, that is character. Character is extremely important in each one of you, and your character builds up right from the day you were born. The values and beliefs, what by your parents, by your teachers, and by your environment. Whatever values we were taught in our childhood culminated into a set of beliefs for us, and we have followed those beliefs in life. For example, the important values which were taught to us and which are extremely important for you are integrity, loyalty, and honesty. These 3 things I personally feel are extremely important for us to move ahead in life. There is a story of General Sam Monikshaw. If you remember, he was the chief of the army staff during the 1971 Indo-Pak War, and he was instrumental in liberation of Bangladesh and the victory we had. 6 months before the war, he was summoned by the Prime Minister, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, and he was told that we have intelligence reports that Pakistan Army is in Bangladesh and a number of atrocities are being done by them, and we need to intervene. General Sam Monikshaw, in his customary style, he told the Prime Minister, Madam, मेरी फौज तैयार नहीं है. My army is not ready to fight this war. Somebody will think that how can the chief of army staff tell a prime minister that my army is not ready for war. But the lesson here is, and for all of us is, that if you have to be a leader and if you have to be recognized as a leader, you should not be a yes man. Yes man does not mean that you are not an organizational man. A yes man means you know your capabilities, you know your limitations, and if a task is to be done and you know it cannot be done in this time frame, you should be bold enough to tell your superior in the manner which he can understand. Rest is history. John Sam Manekshaw even offered his resignation to the Prime Minister, and he said, in case you want the army to go to war, I will not lead this army because this army is not prepared. If you want my resignation, I will give my resignation and you can appoint a new army chief. Let me tell you how many such leaders are there today. Can the present dispensation speak in the same manner today? I will actually put a question mark there. The next important aspect, when we actually be part of organizations, and I have been part of the Indian Army, is the organization culture. हम सब ने एक्चुअली सुना होगा 3 words which we often talk about, नाम, नमक और निशान. ये नाम, नमक और निशान जो है, it is not applicable only to the Indian Army, it is also applicable to each one of you here today. Whatever organizations you join in, the name of the organization is naam. What the organization gives you in terms of salaries, your office, your training and your development is namak, and nishan is the flag or the identification or a symbol of that organization. If you are an organization man and if you value these 3 words in life, let me assure you, no organization will leave you. No organization will even think twice of a replacement for you in that organization. I remember another story. I was a captain and I was posted with the governor of Tamil Nadu. Dr. P.C. Alexander was the governor. The Tamil Nadu Special Police contingent of almost a company strength was under me. There was a police ADC and there was an army ADC, because that is the way Raj Bhavan's function. The IPK war started during that time. My governor called me in the office and he told me, Rajan, I want you to handle all the confidential documents of this war, because I don't trust anybody, I only trust an army man. So that is a reputation of an organization which has carried. There was a police, there was a secretary who is IAS of Tamil Nadu cadre, and there were a host of other people, his PA, his PS, everybody. But he only trusted his ADC, who was from the Indian Army. So that is the reputation you carry for yourselves in the army. As we go along in life, you are going to be facing a number of challenges. How do you face a challenge? Remember, control, confidence, commitment and conviction are the 4 C's you need to remember in life. If you are committed, in the army we have a system of assessing our officers on their leadership potential. We have a pyramid system in the army where up to a colonel's rank everybody gets reaches that rank, but beyond that it is based on a very stringent selection system, and the 5-star qualities which are assessed for senior leaders are integrity, loyalty, decisiveness, dependability and honesty. So these 5 qualities we in the army value the most, and that is why today the Indian Army is known as the last bastion of the country. जहाँ पे सारी चीज़ें फेल हो जाएंगी वहाँ पे आपकी फौज आके उस चीज़ को सही करेगी. That is the trust of the nation. So the message is that in case you want to be successful in life, you must have the trust of the organization with you, and the trust can only be built by your character, which I just told you about. Because if you have that kind of a character, let me tell you, sky is the limit. You may have skills, you may have everything in life, but you need to have a character. And one more important aspect I would actually like to bring in my talk is the difference between IQ and EQ. Your emotional quotient and your intelligent quotient, because I have done my PhD in a subject called emotional intelligence, so I have done a lot of research on this. I can speak with conviction to you. IQ is important. When you appear in an interview, you are going to be asked 20 questions, and if you are able to answer 18 of them, you are selected. But that is because of your IQ. But your EQ is important to you once you join the organization. As they say, and it's a research finding, you would have heard of the gentleman called Daniel Goleman, who is actually known as the father of emotional intelligence. He has done his research and he has come to the conclusion that for any successful person, it is 20% IQ and 80% EQ. It is your emotional skills and your emotional connect. Captain Vikram Batra, we all heard about him. The Kargil war. How was he able to achieve those kind of objectives which we, as a senior officer, as an army man, I can tell you, virtually impossible to achieve. He was able to achieve because of the team he had with him, the emotional connect he had with his men, who were willing to sacrifice their lives at his one command. That is what the Indian Army is all about. We build up that emotional connect with our men who respect us, who honor us, and who value the words of the senior. It is like a gospel truth to them. If an objective has to be captured, there is no stopping. He captured his first objective, and the chief of the army staff rang him up and said, "Well done, Vikram, I am proud of you." But Captain Batra said, Ye dil mange more. He says the war is not over. I have got another objective to go for. And until I get that objective, I will not sleep in peace. And then he went for 0.4875, and that is where he got martyred. So the importance in life is that have that fire in your belly, a desire, a dream to be fulfilled. Our President Dr. Abdul Kalam said, if you have a dream and if it is not fulfilled, you should not get sleep. You should work towards that goal till you achieve that dream of yours. Battles are not won by individuals. Battles are won by the team. After me, all the speakers who are going to come here, they are going to tell you the same thing. Individual does not win a war. A country does not do well because of only one leader. A country does well because all of you are part of that organization. Each one of you is a soldier in his own right. You may not be in the army, but whatever you are contributing for the nation. And anybody who contributes for the nation is a soldier as far as I am concerned. So whatever profession you choose from here, commerce, economics, digital marketing, banking, whatever sector you go into, please try to develop those skills in you, and those skills will be able, with those skills you will be able to achieve. I'll actually end with a small story. I was a colonel, deputy commandant of Central Vehicle Depot. I belong to the logistic arm of the Indian Army, in which we take care of requirements of ammunition, armament, weapons, guns, vehicles and all for the field army. We had old vintage tanks, Vajantas, which were used in the 71 war, lying in our depot for the last 30 years, and they were not getting sold. But the minimum price fixed for each tank was 14.5 lakhs. And they were rotting all over, and we had 1,000 tanks like these. So when I took over that organization, my commandant asked me, Rajan, I give you one task. Sell these tanks. So I did some thinking. I worked out what was the metallurgy of these tanks. How much of iron was there, how much of steel was there, how much of aluminum was there, zinc was there. From the commodities market, I found out the price of these commodities. I evaluated the cost of the tank based on the material, because ultimately when we auction it, it is going to be broken into pieces and auctioned. And I found that the cost of the tank of the material was 9.5 lakhs, and it was being pitched at 14.5 lakhs. I reduced the price from 14.5 to 12 lakhs, and believe you me, in 6 months we sold all those 1,000 tanks which were lying for 20-25 years. So that is the innovative skills you must develop in yourself. No task is something which you cannot achieve. You will be able to achieve in life. You will have a failure. I was relegated in my 4th term in the National Defence Academy on medical grounds. I passed out, And when I joined my organization in the young officers course, I got the silver medal. So I'm just to give you an example that even if you have a failure in life, it's only a feedback. A failure is a feedback, nothing else, and you can always overcome it. And there is not a single successful person in this world today who has not experienced failure. So even if you experience failure, don't think that's the end of the world. There is a larger goal in life to be achieved. Make your goals in life and make them incremental, and I'm sure each one of you, part of this prestigious college here, is going to be or going to charter a success story of yours. My good wishes to all of you. God bless you in all your endeavors. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.